What is going on YouTube? Justin Des here. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I've been slowly making a list. And today, this is my college football 27. Not wish list because I feel like the game's basically going to be out, so this might not have all of it. If EA doesn't have any of this, it's not the end of the world. I'm personally not going to get EA college football 27. Due to personal reasons, but just because you buy it, I don't judge. Because at the end of the day, video games, if you want to buy video games, go ahead, so be it. If you want to buy a sports game every year, more power to you. I don't care. I personally like to do it every other year, so I feel like I get my money's worth with the sports game. The only reason why I got 26 was because of my twin brother. We got a Dynasty League. So anyways, so here's kind of my wish list, and it's just like little things that I personally think could make the game more fun for me and probably other people as well. So yeah, let's hop into it. So we're gonna start off with Dynasty. I play Dynasty the most. I feel like, to me, Dynasty is the heartbeat of this video game. As you can see, we're just using my example of Barrett Shore, a team builder that I made for the channel, and the playlist is going to be at the end of the video. But anyways, so really the big thing is I want better coaches, like heads. Like don't get me wrong, it's fine, but you're 2 years going on 3. I want to have better or more options for heads. And honestly, like this beard kind of looks a little weird. Maybe patch up the coach's look and whatnot. Because some of these guys don't really look that great. Well, again, that's just nitpicking a little bit, but I would like better coaches, the heads and whatnot. That's just my personal opinion. And also, this kind of works with coordinators as well. I want more styles. I want more because Madden, which I'll show in a few seconds, you have a buttload of options. You have torso, more stuff. I want to add, you have khaki shorts, joggers, all that kind of stuff. But I want options for shoes, like in Madden. You have all these different styles of shoes. Now, granted, they're basically Nike, Jordan, all that. But to me, I think it'd be cool. And you already have the options for cleats. Say you're coaching an Adidas school, trying to pick out different Adidas shoes to wear on the sidelines. Under Armour, Nike / Jordan. Like, if EA can do this, why can't? Excuse me. So that's my big thing, is why can't, EA college football does it. Madden is the same as EA. Again, it's not the end of the world if they don't. I just think it would be very cool to have your coach wear Jordans on the sidelines, or Adidas, or Under Armour, match the pale as your school that you coach at. I think another big point, which I think a lot of people have on their list, is create a plan or prospect. You could do it back in the old games. I think it would be fun for people like me who want to have an audience, or just other people get involved. I think it would be fun to create prospects, do a lot of storylines. I'm a very storyline-driven channel, so I think creating a prospect would really help. They did it in the old games. I hope they do it in these games in the future. I think it'd be really, really fun. Plus, I don't know, I just think it would be very fun. Or at least they could do something like Madden does, like this. Or you can edit the recruiting class. Now, I get some people may not like this, but to me, there's gonna be some classes that are better than others. Just high school classes, but also in the NFL. Say for storylines, you want a really, really strong quarterback class for a bunch of 5 stars. Could be, and they take over the face or the landscape of college football. But you could also be like, hey, there might be great quarterbacks, but very weak offensive line. So then it's harder to recruit. So then, those schools really got to battle for those top guys. I think that would add another aspect. If we can't do a graded player, maybe edit recruiting classes in terms of strength, normal, strong, very weak. I think that would also be fun. They already did it in Madden. Again, Madden people don't like. Not the biggest fans. I'm not in recent memory, but I think there's some bits and pieces that they could add to EA College Football. Make it maybe not better, but more intriguing for some people. So I think another thing it would be fun to have commitments flip on signing or until signing day or around signing day, where you could try to flip guys that you want. It happens all the time in real life. I think it should happen in the game. And I get some people might get mad at it, but you could have a setting for, say, league settings, where you could just say, hey, kind of like the transfer portal, transfer back to the team, the chances of commitments, you could do the same thing. I think it's something easy because that happens in real life. Kids flip all the time. That would make more of an immersion as well. So the other thing I will touch on before quickly going over Online Dynasty, and then we'll do, the 2 other game modes kind of, is the NIL. I think NIL should be in the game. It's part of not just college football, but the college athletics landscape. I think there should be some of the budget. The only thing I will say is there should be an option to turn it off, because some people may not like I think playing style or brand exposure. Brand exposure should be the deal breaker for NIL. And I don't want to say coaching prestige, but brand exposure. And I'll give the other one. Maybe proximity. I don't want to say proximity to home. But definitely brand exposure. Playing time, they might ask a little bit more money. Obviously, 5 stars, they will get more cashish. Or say with an upgraded dev trade, they can be like, hey, my draft stock is going high. You can get NIL. And then you're probably wondering, well, what happens when, say, this guy, he makes like 80K. And then he decides to transfer, it comes back to us. I don't want to say like you sign contracts being like, oh, you need to stay here for 3 years. That's not like that yet. Obviously, they could be smarter than me to figure it out, but I do think NIL should be in the game. I think it should be optional. Kind of like firing the coach should be optional. Like CPU is basically an on-off, or like a cool playground. You can turn off the NIL funding, like cap, or you can turn it on. You can do it with 2K, you can have Sonic happen in the show, you can turn it off in Madden. I think you can do that so some people want to play. Kind of the way that they grew up and how I grew up watching college football, no NIL whatsoever, they have that option instead of saying, hey, I don't like this, but I get it. Players should be paid. They definitely do, but I think EA should give us options. So if some people don't want to, they don't have to, and that's fine. In terms of Online Dynasty, the only thing I'm going to touch is, I don't know how it works. It's literally me and my twin brother. But let me know, out in the comments about other online. I feel like there should be multiple commissioners. I know back in the day, like you could have at least 2 commissioners for Madden. I don't know about 2K, because I feel like it would be easy to make your own schedule. I feel like each guy should make their own schedule, or at least have like 2, 3 commissioners do it. Because it's kind of annoying that I gotta text my brother being like, okay, these are the people that I want to play. It's kind of a messaging back and forth, back and forth. In reality, I would love to make my own schedule, or have multiple people be the commissioner, and then they can set the schedule. That's my big gripe with online dynasty. Other than that, fine, love it. So my next thing is Road to Glory. I don't really play Road to Glory because it's not that great in the new iteration. I would like to. I don't hate the. I don't want to say missions, but like goals for the high school games. I think you could keep it there because some people may like it. Majority do not. I think like in NCAA 14 at least, I remember you could make it like 8-game regular season, 10-game, 14-game. You could do that. I think it's really cool that they have like certain. You can pick your top 10. Like I think that was great. Sorry, like I went back to check. Like doing this, adding your top 10 and then flipping and switching and all that. This they can keep. This is what I like. That you have a top 10. You kind of can see, okay, obviously their career record, what style of offense, or if you're going to do defense, what style of defense they run, the coach impact, what style of offense, where would you be in the depth chart, your role, like it would be second string here in the MAC. I do like that, and you can kind of see, okay, well, if I come in, say, to Memphis, there's a freshman that's already going to be there, so I do really want to go to Memphis, or Georgia State, or, something like that. Like that, keep that. I like that. But the game modes, I think you could keep this stuff if people want. But I do like, you can get extra XP for certain in your top 10. You're like, okay, well, if you do this, it'll be great. But to me, you should give people the option to play entire games, regular seasons, or at least the state playoffs. So then you can win a state championship. I think that's all we want. Okay, I'm going to quickly hit on Team Builder because that is the mode that I played. I made there, sure. So I think first, this is fine. Maybe add 2 or 3 more jersey options. I think that would be really cool. In terms of the stadium, I think having a couple more generic stadiums, I don't expect them to make, create your own stadium, but, give us like 4 more options, like generic stadium 5 through 8. Like have 8 options so that they all look unique. So because of like if you look at generic stadium 1, it's big, small, and then the 4th one's really huge. Like, yeah, I like that. In the high school, very small. Give us a happy medium of all those for sure. In terms of the program, I like the rivalries. Maybe add trophies or like something like that. You don't have to actually create the trophies, but I think it would be cool to add something like that. In terms of the brand, I think having Jordan would be cool. I think editing your coach on here would be great because you can edit your players, how they look, and whatnot. I think it'd be really, really cool to do that with just in general. And honestly, more styles, more faces for the skin tones, I think would be great. Maybe add, where you can edit your drip, your player's drip would be cool here, but more honestly just faces with different skins, that would be cool. Then honestly where they are, because some of these guys are in like Rhode Island and Idaho, and to me that just doesn't make any sense. It should be regional based, like Aaron Parker should be around North Carolina area, not But that's my list. Let me know what you think, and until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.